who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak. Welcome to Speak. I'm 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 who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm who you with, Kurt, though. Want to welcome everyone to the show. Happy Sunday. Hopefully y'all had a great weekend, getting ready for the start of the week. Man, I had a great weekend. I was able to sleep in a couple of days, which I don't do that often, but hey, I enjoyed it. You can live chat with us in the chat. As you can see, we're going to talk about Charles Barkley. Talk about him a little bit. We're going to talk about Trump taxes since they just finally kind of released some of them. Then we're going to talk about Logan, Ohio Police Department. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that too. So let me know how y'all doing tonight. You can definitely chat live with us in the chat room on Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, and YouTube. I know you can see us on Twitter, but you won't be able to chat with us. But Charles Barkley, man, sometimes somebody just need to say, hey, man, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Just shh, be quiet. Because sometimes, seem like Charles, he have a history of saying the wrong things. Well, this week he kind of took it too far. Welcome to the show, T-Cal. A long-time supporter says she ready to hear what you have tonight. Yeah, we're going to talk about Charles Barkley. Man, sometimes just be quiet. Just be quiet. He made a comment about Breonna Taylor, talking about it's not like George Floyd killing. Yeah, he's flaws. But then again, you can't really get upset at him because he have a history of doing things like this. T-Cal said Charles Barkley had been out of bounds for years. I think he just bitter because he never won a championship. Oops. Shots fired. I wasn't going to go that way, but yeah, I think it's a little bit more to it. I'm sure if get deep down inside of it, it's probably a little bit more than just that championship, because he said some crazy things why he was in the NBA. We know he has some legal issues going on. DWI. He even had problems with gambling a little bit. So hopefully he did get that problem solved and took counseling, whatever he needed to do to get over that. But to make a statement like this after a couple of months earlier, and he did a piece with Shaq, I believe, that was talking about the black community and everything, which I thought Charles was on the right path, but he's not. He's kind of confused a little bit. Um, I did end up pulling up a story, and I guess back in 2014, he made the comment he doesn't know if slavery was really all that bad. So I think the brother probably just been misinformed or didn't want to really pay attention to what's going on around them, because certain people, when they get to a certain status, they they become blind about social justice, and I believe he's a victim of a blindness from social justice, um, because he feel like he don't have to worry about that because he have money, because he's on TV. But let me help you out, Charles. Just like the president of Toronto last year when they won the championship, brother is the president of the team. But that cop still treated him just like another black man. And then try to lie about it and try to file suit against him. So to be honest with you, Charles, he don't care. They don't care about your status. People not gonna ask you where your status at before they attack you. Welcome to the show, Radio. Happy Sunday to you. Thank you for always tuning in. Um, so, Charles, please, just when it come down to the black community, seriously think about it before you open your mouth. Um, Run it across some of your true friends that will tell you, hey, you don't need to say that one. But to make a statement like that, you missed the whole point. That's just like someone talking about cap kneeling is for the flag. Nope, it's not. Missed the point. So please, before you decide to make another statement like that, get with some real black friends that will tell you if it's okay or not. Because that statement you made about Breonna Taylor saying it's not the same, yeah, it's worth. Hold on, you're right. It's kind of not the same because the cops broke into her apartment. They broke into her apartment, shot and killed her, and they only was charged because a bullet went through their neighbor apartment. Welcome to the show, Antonia Woods. Thank you for tuning in. That's the only reason why that one officer was charged, because a bullet went to the neighbor apartment. Then that so-called witness they had, at first, he said he didn't hear it, but he changed the story. Now, I heard the audio of it, and he had an accent. Who knows? I don't know who this guy is, but they said first he told the police he didn't hear that. But then again, we are talking about the same police department that offered the ex-boyfriend a plea deal if he lied for them. I don't know about this neighbor that all of a sudden changed his mind and saying, yeah, I heard him announce themselves. But at the same time, that time of morning when you in a dead sleep, only thing you can hear is somebody busting through your door. You think you're going to take the time out to find out who it is before you open fire? No, you're going to protect your wife. You're going to protect your family. So please do not make stupid comments like that. Now, I'm not going to call for a boycott yet. Hopefully you came back and apologized, or I have plans to come back and apologize, because you need to know the truth. And I can't really blame you for it, for the simple fact I blame the school system, because that's the reason why they need to teach the real history of America in school. Not this watered down version they trying to do. They need to teach the real history from the time the land was stolen, to the slavery, to the hanging, all the killing. They need to discuss the real history of it. But you make comments like this quite often. When you said in 2014, you didn't think slavery was all that bad. Well, guess what, Charles? In case you didn't know, you wasn't around back then. I wasn't around back then. So, how bad was it? Only thing we could go by is what our ancestors have told us over the years. That's what we have to go by. But America don't want you to know the real history of America. And Trump talking about he want $5 billion from TikTok to teach the real history of America. No. Yeah, I'm sure somewhere in small print it probably have part of that money he gonna spend it for something else. He probably have a business set up talking about he gonna teach the history of America. No, teach the real history of America. That'll change a whole bunch in America. But people don't want us to know the history. That's why it's so important that we teach our kids the true history of America. Not this watered down version that they given us. So please, Charles, from now on, before you make a comment about anything dealing with the black community, ask one of your real, true black friends if it should be said or not. And then we're going to talk about Trump. Yeah, taxes finally just came out. Out of what they say, he finally paid $750 in federal income tax. I think that was in his first year in the White House. But he already said it was fake news. A reporter asked him about it earlier. He said, they treat me very bad. They treat me like the Tea Party. They who? Because the thing is, you've been lying on your taxes for, 2 decades? Avoiding from paying them? But that's the person a lot of people want as president. And please don't just because the taxes came out today, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't put it out. Radio said no wonder he has fought so hard to keep his taxes secret. Yes, it's probably another way he's trying to distract us from the election. So don't get it twisted. It's a reason why this just came out today. After he had nominated Amy Barrett for the Supreme Court. See, all it is, he'll do things every time something come out about Trump. He's trying to do something else and keeping us distracted by highlighting one thing. So make sure you are registered to vote, especially here in Texas. You have until October the 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the deadline is coming up soon. Please check your voter registration. Make sure you are registered to vote. Make sure it don't expires before the election. And make sure you get out and vote. Early voting start October the 13th. We need to do everything. I heard someone say, I forgot what state they're located. Oh, in California. They said they normally go in to the election department and they get a paper ballot. I don't know if we could do that here in Texas. But one thing about paper ballot, you can't cheat on those. They can't change your answers. I don't know if that's an option in every state or not, but the person in California actually told me they have a choice of doing that. They could go to the election department and get a paper ballot. Now, that's what they said. I don't know. But it would be nice if we had that option. But I agree with you, Radio. That's the reason why he been fighting to hide his taxes all this time. Okay, Veronica Mack said, can't cheat, but it would never, but it ever be received. But will it ever be received? I don't know. I guess, well, from what they said, they go to the election department and vote. And you have a choice, either paper ballot or the computer. Now, that was in California. Like I said, that was somebody told me, but I'm not sure how true it is. So, oh, that was a joke. That was truly a joke. Radio said he was watching this disposition hearing for Trump University. Yeah, he robbed all those folks out of that money. But once again, I believe he even said then that was fake news. And I'm sure it's going to be a lot more. I want to say the students are trying to get all their money back. But like Trump said, that's fake news. I don't think it is. So Trump taxes released $750. $750 is what he paid. And he immediately said he didn't know they was coming out. They treat him very badly. They treat him like the Tea Party. Well, I don't know what he meant about that. See, I couldn't be a reporter there because when you make statements like that, I would ask another question. Explain yourself. What exactly do you mean? So, but I know what I'm waiting for. Waiting for the debate coming on with him and Joe Biden. That's going to be very interesting. I'm sorry, Miss Mack. Welcome to the show. I didn't tell you welcome to the show. I didn't see when you came in, but definitely welcome to the show. I see that you are on Facebook. Definitely, you can live chat with us in the show. If you have statements you want to make, continue to chat live with us. Um, we have people from all over. Radios actually in Canada chatting live with us. So definitely put your statement in the comment. We will read it and want your opinion. And don't forget, pay attention to everything Trump is doing. He probably have a whole nother reason why tomorrow they'll tell him something to say tomorrow. But he did nominate Amy Barrett. I bet you he will be sniffing up a storm tomorrow. It's funny you say that. I thought about you earlier because I got an alert that Trump is pushing the issue that Joe Biden need to be drug tested before the debate. I'm like, oh wow. He's trying everything. The way that he was sniffing back in 2016 on the debates, I don't know. I don't know. Somebody should have did something. But hey, yeah, he'll be sniffing. But the hearing to confirm the confirmation hearing for Amy Barrett is start on October the 12th. They need to postpone it, put it off till after the election, and go from there. So, like they said back in 9 months before President Obama got out of office, they needed to wait until the new president came in. They need to do it now. Yeah, no, I think it probably has something to do with some, not unless, I, hey, he probably, not unless it come in a paddle form, because he was sniffing quite a bit. Because most people, when they get nervous, they don't sniff. They might poot a little bit, but not sniffing, not like that, and sweating too. I'm just saying. So, but I did notice that, and I'm sure his people is watching. Like I said, I do follow him on Twitter. Oh, okay. I know his people do watch because last week when I talked about, oh, he haven't said nothing about healthcare. Then all of a sudden, I think it was Friday morning, he started talking about coming out with a better healthcare plan. He haven't mentioned healthcare since he was running last time. He lied and said he was gonna get a better health plan, and now he want to talk about it now. I'm like, dude, your time is up. That's that lie, the same lies that he sold last time. He's trying to sell them again to get people to vote for him. But you had your time. It's a little bit too late for that. So it's time for you to take the L and move on. And then they asked him if he was going to leave the White House peacefully if he lost. He said he didn't know. So you don't know? No, you need to leave. Bottom line is if you lose, Well, when you lose, you need to pack up and go. Hopefully, you already took my advice and start packing your bag. Exactly. Uh, he been in office for almost 4 years and don't have a plan. Only thing he want to do is get rid of Obamacare. But I think it been estimated by the 120 million Americans will be without health care if they vote against it, if they get rid of it, because they don't have anything in place. We got one tonight. Welcome to the show, Robin, on Facebook. Um it's not just about Black Lives Matter, but I do support Black Lives Matter. Um, so you could definitely chime in if you like. You listening on Twitch, um, you could definitely chime in. So the podcast is not just about Black Lives Matter. It's actually okay. I appreciate it. Uh, got somebody from Italy. I appreciate it. Continue to uh, like and share for you could get notifications when I come on. Um, this is a platform we can talk about any and everything. If it's something on your mind, we can speak on it and keep on rolling with it. I tell people all the time, we are a live show. If something come up that I may have to Google, we are live. So um, I may end up having to pull up some stuff. But I appreciate you for listening. Right now, tonight, we've been talking about Charles Barkley, the stupid comment he made, talking about Trump taxes. And that's about as far as we got so far. But uh, I'm from Texas, from Dallas, Texas. So definitely follow, like the page, tell a friend, and definitely tune in. We're on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday night, 8 p.m. Central Time. And I'm not sure what time it is there, but definitely tune in. Also, I don't know if y'all seen this video that's going around. Um, a Logan, Ohio police officer, Chris Smith, was working a junior high football game. While working this game, it's required that everyone on school property to wear a mask. Well, there's always one. So Alecia D kids decided she wasn't going to wear a mask. So he told her to, if she didn't put a mask on, she was going to have to leave. She refused to leave. Particular. And that's how they normally do. So he said, ma'am, if you don't want to leave, you're going to be placed under arrest for criminal trespassing. Well, she didn't want to leave. So he went to arrest her. And while trying to, she refusing to leave. Her friend with her was kind of got involved a little bit. So he ended up tasing her. Then she put her hands behind her back. Um, so he ended up arresting her, taking her out. And the person that was videotaping, this is what got me. The person that was doing the videotaping, she was like, is he a real policeman? We might need to check and see. And then told told someone to call 911 to verify if he's a real police officer. Now, the problem is with this, he didn't pull his gun. They had no problem with the fact the woman was sitting there without a mask on. And then on top of that, they wanted to justify her violating the order. And because this officer was a brother, they questioned if he was a real police officer. And I'm like, why are you questioning this man? He had police on the back of his shirt. He was polite, didn't raise his voice at her. And they questioned if this man was a police officer or not. Robin has said, I'm so glad the officer endorsed the law. No, you don't get a pass. No, you don't. Which I'm glad he did enforce it. He should have. He said, I just don't understand all this police brutality come from. Robin said, right. If it was a white cop with a person of color refusing to comply, we'll be hearing all the reason the shooting was justified. Then he repeated the same thing. You're right, because here it is. This man, part of his duty was to make sure everybody is in order wearing a mask at the game. Everybody on school property, you have to wear a mask. And this woman thought she was above the law. Is she lucky it wasn't one of these trigger happy cops that would have mistaken his pistol for his taser. And this brother was nice the whole time. And Logan Police Department said they are looking at the video and trying to see what other charges may be filed. Now, the lady, she was only charged with criminal trespassing, and she was released. But she did get tased. And she probably still shaking. Woo. People just have to follow the law, be respectful. And the first thing people be talking about, why you just can't follow what they say? Why you just can't do that? Well, say the same thing with this woman. Where's Back the Blue backing this officer? That's what I would like to know. Where's Back the Blue and supporting this officer? Yes, we did a show on that before. Robin said what people need to realize there are two set of laws, one for white people and one for people of color. Now, it isn't declared, but we all know that the truth, and we come to expect it. Yes, and she said 100. We did a show on this about the difference between white justice and black justice. If you follow me on YouTube, you can see the video on there. It's completely different. It could be the same crime, but different time. So definitely, that's the problem that we have in America, and we need to make sure it's justice for all and not just certain group of people. T-Cal said exactly. You get crickets from Back the Blue. Exactly. Haven't heard nothing about Back the Blue standing up saying, hey, this woman was in the wrong. And the reason why they not saying anything
from what I heard, because it was a black officer. But he's a policeman. He should have the same support, just like you do with any other officer. He's wearing the blue, so why not let's back the blue? Now, now Logan Police Department did say they received hundreds of harassment calls, hundreds of them, and they said probably they was getting like 300 calls per hour. A lot of them were supporting the officer. They said at least 2,000 of them was supporting the officer, but I'm not sure how many total calls they had. So I just want to know when is Back the Blue going to come out and tell this woman she was wrong. She need to be held accountable. Hopefully, other charges come out, just like the young lady that was sitting next to her. I think she tried to pull her away from the officer or something. She need to get charged too. Robin said, right. Now she got a slap on the wrist. Why so many people of color end up with a felony for the same behavior. Exactly. She said, that's the damn good question. So I'm just asking, when is Back the Blue going to come out and say, hey, support this officer? Now, I'm glad the police department is standing their ground and saying he was in the right. And they investigating it to see what other charges should come about. And I heard a story this morning, and I haven't had a chance to look at it. What do you think about what Trump has done? I don't know. As for what do I think about what Trump has done or not for BLM, basically, Trump don't give a damn about Black Lives Matter. Hell, he don't give a damn about nobody's life except his own. So he would call Black Lives Matter a terrorist group before he called the KKK one. And they've been around for years. So how do I feel? What do I think about it? I'd be straight up honest with you. Trump don't give a damn. That's why we got to vote him out. No, November the 3rd. He got to go. So hopefully that answered your question. That was just the clean version. So, but Trump, it's time for him to go. He never should have been president. Never should have been in there. Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna get the comments and all of that. See, radio, there you go, starting mess. Said Trump cares more about his makeup looks more than BLM. And make it, what you say, that candy apple rug on? Yeah, Trump don't care about none of us. Trump got in there for one reason only: to make money off of our tax dollars. And he done exactly that. Every time he go to Florida, I think they said it costs like $3 million or something. They stay at his hotel, which they said at the beginning that was a conflict of interest. But here it is, our tax dollars are paying those dollars for it. Yeah. Before you say it, I know somebody gonna say, well, Trump probably that might be one of the losses on his tax report. No, it's not. He getting paid. He got paid. He shouldn't be staying at a business that he owned and our tax dollars are paying for it. So all those golf trips he take, which he was complaining about President Obama whenever he took a golf trip, but he go quite a bit. Um, that's so sad. He only think about his thing, about his business, about money. He doesn't deserve anything good. He has to go. Exactly. He need to go. Come November the 3rd, we're gonna get him out of office. He have to go. He has to go. He's trying everything he can to try to win. He's trying that when he uh, dealt with the post office, I guess about a month and a half ago, and changed the leader and the postmaster and all of this. And the postmaster came in and took sorting machines out to make the mail run flow and talking about it's not good. They went to the point of removing the freestanding mailboxes that you used to be able to find everywhere, but now they mostly like in business areas. Some of them are, but he went to the point of having him remove those to try to say it's not safe to mail in your ballots. So hopefully the person that told me that about that in California, hopefully that is true. I'm gonna try to find out, because if Texas can do hard copy ballots instead of computer, that prevent them from changing your votes. I don't hold on. Do not say, "Oh, you with Kurt dog telling you could use a paper ballot." I'm not telling you that. I said I'm gonna check into it because somebody told me in California, if you go to the election department, they have that choice. I'm not telling you can or can't. I don't know if it's true or not. Haven't been able to verify it yet, but I will check on it tomorrow. If it is true, I may consider doing that to make sure it's counted instead of you click on a button and they do the switcheroo on you. So I think he will try to. Well, he's definitely going to try to win by any means necessary. That's without a choice, because he already said he feel like he's going to lose this election. He said that 2 months ago. Exactly. American deserve much better than this. We need to fight now to give a better world to the new generation. Exactly. And we need a lot of our seniors, elected officials to start grooming younger people to come in and take their position. If they're not doing it, they need to have a program to start grooming these young people to get prepared to be the next leaders. And unfortunately, some of them, they're like, hey, I'm going to stay in here as long as I can until my time comes. And we talked about it Thursday night on the show. Should there be a timeline for the length of time you can serve? Even for the Supreme Court, that's a lifetime job. Once you get in there, you're in there until you take that last breath. You will be in the Supreme Court, and that should be a position where we should be able to, after so many years, get them out. Get them out. Welcome to the show, Charles Hunt from LA. Long-time listeners, thank you for always supporting me. I appreciate it. Um, so that's one thing we have to look into that I feel they should change the length of time in any elected official, because some of them I know they only have a certain amount of time, then they have to go. It's without a choice. They don't have a choice on that. Just like the president don't have a choice. But also, I was telling someone the other day, I said they need to pay attention to everything Trump is signing, for the simple fact he don't want to leave. This man said 2 weeks ago he had to sign an executive order to keep Joe Biden from becoming president. Now, for somebody to make a statement like that, he would do anything. So they need to pay a close attention to everything he's signing. Make sure he's not putting foolishness in there like that. Because this dude will do anything. Like Mary said, he'll sell, he'll lie and steal to do whatever he wants to. Say that he have mental issues. Um, I want to say she just recently filed the lawsuit against him and the family. Um, Robin said, "Oh, absolutely. We really need term limit on all job related to our government. Nobody should get a lifetime appointment." It's so true, so true. Because it came out uh Thursday with Risky and I, and we was like, "Hey, this it shouldn't be until death. You start having health issues and you can't perform the job anymore, you need to go." Because some of the Supreme Court, they probably not even looking at these cases. They probably have interns looking at them. So I really feel like they don't need to do it. Radio said they will ram through the Amy Barrett confirmation before the election. Trump won't hear on the court to hear the oral argument the Supreme Court would hear repealing Obamacare November the 10th. Exactly. That's the reason why he won't hear in there, not only for the Obamacare, but also Roe versus Wade. She don't want it. So if she get in there, it's a good chance they're gonna appeal that, take away women's rights, which is wrong. What happened to freedom for all, justice for all, right to choose? But they want to take that away. So we definitely, she don't need to be in there. And because it was the time frame to try to make this happen, I think it was 44 days, and they trying to rush it through. At that time, when I first talked about it, it was like 44 days. But when President Obama tried to do it, it was 9 months. And they told him he couldn't do it. 9 months. But now these same ones that are trying to push it through are the ones that were saying no. It need to wait until the new president come in. And it was 9 months away. But these same folks are trying to push it through. Tom Cotton out of Arkansas, he's on the ballot, Arkansas. So y'all need to vote and get him out. He don't care about y'all. Welcome to the show, Marcus Welber. He's on Periscope. Thank you for tuning in. You can chat live with us in the chat and like and share. Click the notification for whenever we come on. You can get notified when we come on. So Tom Cotton is on the ballot in Arkansas. He don't. When Chris Wallace did the interview with him last Sunday, he said, "You know where I stand on that. I'm not going to discuss that. I think the Supreme Court got it wrong. Yes, they own the Senate right now, but we don't know what would happen after this election. I think it's probably gonna flip quite a bit. So I I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I can't even tell you what might happen come the election. But I can tell you we all need to get out and vote. We definitely need to do that. Um, Radio said she already wrote a legal opinion criticizing Chief Justice Robert on being the swing vote to uphold the Obamacare back in 2012. See? Robin also said, I did hear Biden would be able to increase the number of high justice. I apologize. I don't recall the term, but he will have to do this. We must demand a fair and balanced Supreme Court, a Supreme Court that is represented all American. Actually, I heard that a couple of days ago, and I want to say Mitch McConnell, that's part of the bills that Mitch McConnell is holding up. He's holding up quite a bit of bills. We've been hearing about more stimulus checks coming out since March. That's the bill that has been held up. He haven't signed off on them yet. There's a lot of bills in there that he don't want to pass, and that's why his time is up too. He got to go too. He have to go. All these folks, I've been saying for months now, all the people that is in these positions doing the things that you, your family, your community need, take notes. When their time come up for re-election, they're going to want to come to the church. They're going to want to your neighborhood, going to want you to vote. No, I'm not going to do it. That's why I say here in Texas, Greg Abbott, Ken Paxton, Dan Patrick, they all got to go. Ted Cruz, got to go. All of them. They have to go. I agree with half of that. And you can decide which half I agree with. Because to be honest with you, Trump caused a big mess. We could go down the line. The biggest thing that he did not do was keep us safe, because he had a team in place to prevent a pandemic. And here it is, we're in a pandemic. He fired them as soon as he got in office. He fired them all. And haven't replaced them. Haven't talked about replacing that team. So that's your choice. If you want to vote straight Republican, that's strictly on you. But I know we cannot deal with Trump for another 4 years. We're trying to do that. We're not going to survive. We've had, over 200,000 Americans to die from this virus that could have been avoided. Then on top of that, he turn around and say he didn't take it serious. He He telling us one thing is fake news. It'll blow over. But then he's telling somebody else behind closed doors he noticed it's more dangerous than the flu. But at the same time, Marcus, you can vote for whoever you want to. Um, so, but as for me and my household, we won't be voting for that fool. We didn't vote for him last time because I seen the horns coming out his head. So, um, that's your choice. You can vote for who you want to. You also said the Supreme Court is not represented by all American. There's no way it could be. That's your opinion. Radio said I heard McConnell was trailing in the polls a couple of months back in Kentucky. Hopefully that will stand and he lose. Yes, I think Kentucky is going to rise up, especially because this BS with Breonna Taylor. I really feel like they're going to rise up because um, Uncle Tom Cameron, the Attorney General, he never should have been in that position. I believe it was over 1 million people did not vote in that election, but they woke up a sleeping giant because the way they handled things. And come November, Kentucky, all states need to rise up. Let your voice be heard. Let it be heard and take a stand. Robin said he got to go. Even real Republicans should agree because these corrupt Republicans are destroying the party. Exactly. Matter of fact, I seen an article. I didn't get a chance to read it, but a Republican had wrote an article that said any fellow Republican supporting Trump, you need to stop it now, or your career is going to be destroyed. It's too late. It's already destroyed. Like I said, Marcus, you said you voting straight Republican. That's on you. He put the stock market over the lives of the people, of the American people. Yes, he did. Do you know how many people were affected with H1N1? No, I don't. Recession Proof said, welcome to the show, Recession Proof. Go woke, ho broke. I don't know what you mean about that, but we'll keep on moving. Marcus said, I'm surviving just fine. There's no way anyone could have anticipated how a novel virus would happen. Well, the thing is, if Trump had taken this serious, if he had the team in place, they would have known about it before it reached here. And they could have got ahead of it. And it wouldn't have been that bad. Kind of like the virus that came with President Obama. What I think we lost 2 lives or something. It was very minimal, but the thing is, it was cured real quick. And not only that, you also got to pay attention to that too, because I just talked about it last week. UK is starting to lock things down again because they have a uprise on the number of cases that is going on. Robin said we have 40 million people under threat of, yes, eviction. We got 200,000 dead American and counting. Yes, we do. Recession proof. I guess you correct that because, yeah, that spell check got you. Go woke, go broke. Exactly. Um, I have a lot of comments came in, so I'm trying to catch up on them. Trump is the same person who said, I said, even though it say sad, because I see you corrected it, that coronavirus was just some kind of flu. As she said, he doesn't even know what he's talking about. Exactly. No talk about the. Yeah, Marcus. Hey, I appreciate you for tuning in. Tell your friends about us too. Um, what's going on, SAL? Good evening to you. Uh, I seen that plate. Can I just get one? That's all I'm asking. Can I get one? Um, out of Florida, you're gonna have to ship me one to Texas. They too high here. Robin said the Supreme Court could and absolutely should represent all America. We should also have a third party added to our system to break up this turbulence. While I'm at it, we ought to be counting vote for vote, no more electoral. You right on that. You say every vote count. Okay, no more electoral college. You're right. We don't need those. We don't need them at all. Um, he also said that I would never wear a mask. Am I correct? You are right. He did say he would never wear a mask. And it may have been 2 months ago he started wearing one. Um, Marcus, no blame for China, only for Trump. Orange man bad. Every country had fatality. Yeah, but come on, Marcus. uh, welcome to the show, Randolph Turner. Welcome, man. Hey, praying for you and your family. Welcome to the show. Thank you for always tuning in. Um, Robin said Trump participated in LOF. We heard the tapes. He knew full well this was going to happen, but he lied about it and stopped comparing H1N1 because COVID has proven to be more deadly and easier to spread. And mainly, just like I said about Alicia Kitts, the lady out of Logan, Ohio, who refused to wear a mask at a football game. She didn't care. Um, and that's the problem that we have with a lot of people. And that's why Trump is the problem, because instead of him coming out and telling us the truth, how dangerous this virus was, he lied. And because his followers listen to and do everything they say, everything he was saying, oh, we don't need to wear a mask. We need to open the business back up, open the country back up. We need to do this, do that. And they took that to the heart. And look how many lives have been lost. So, yeah, it's Trump's fault. Um, he said over 60 million people were infected with H1N1 in the U.S. under Obama watch. How many people died there? Yeah, you don't want to talk about that. How many people died from it? Trump said he has built great success in companies in his life. The only thing he could build is a good case. There you go again, radio. Did you blame? I just asked you a question. How many people died compared to the COVID-19? Matter of fact, I'll tell you. Hold on. Let me see here. Um, Hold on, I'll tell you in just a minute. Why it's coming up? Because we didn't have the death rate like COVID had at all. There's no comparison to it. And hold on, I will look for it in a minute. I'm trying to find it, but I have a lot of stuff coming in. Um, at least with President Obama, the H1N1 was handled pretty quick because we had a team in place. We don't have nobody in place to prevent it now. Um, Robin said we need to be asking why so many people don't care. Ooh, why is this country? Do we not care about our elders? Exactly. We should be taking care of our elders, our vets, but they don't want to talk about stuff like that. Um, no, it's the comments he made. Because why is he calling it the China flu? It have a name, COVID-19, coronavirus. He would call it the China flu or something else. Um, right, 1.2 million in losses. Trump claimed so many losses. He paid less than me in tax. Hell, he paid less than me. I'm like, damn. Okay, Marcus said it was 13,000 dead from H1N1. Imagine if we're as deadly as Corona. What you talking about? 200,000 and counting compared to 13,000? Hmm. I don't know what math you doing, but 13,000 is a hell of a less than 200,000 and counting. Because I think the last time I seen it, it was more than that. Hold on. I need an assistant. Because right now in the U.S., we're at 204,000 deaths in America alone. And you're talking about 13,000? You can't compare any virus with the coronavirus at the moment. It's so easy to spread. Um, just think a person can affect 100. Come on. What are we talking about, Marcus? Hey, you're right. A single person can affect quite a bit. And as long as he keep having the rallies, yeah, it's apple and orange, my friend. Sound like you talking to yourself because are you going to Trump rallies? Let me know. Since you supporting him, are you going to his rallies? Um, Robin said, right. So many of our veterans and even active military live in poverty. Why are food banks on military bases even a thing? Ooh, exactly. That's kind of like here in Texas. I'm not sure where you're located, Robin, but here in Texas, we've had a lot of killings at Fort Hood, military personnel, which is under investigation now. If it wasn't from the family of Vanessa, I can't remember the last name, but if it wasn't from her family, we never would have heard about all these killings. We have active soldiers that are actually got caught up in a sex scheme, trying to hook up with young girls out of Fort Hood. None of that should be happening. Leave the kids alone. Um, Marcus, you trying to, boy, you all right. You show trying to support Trump in any way. You have rights to your opinion. You have every right to support whoever you want to. Um, he said, "I'm a." Okay, I guess yours coming up twice. I see that a lot. What about the protest? Tell me, tell me how you feel about the protests and the riots. Uh, okay, Robin, you in Washington State. I had the chance to go there last year, June 17th, I believe. Had the chance to go up there. Left it. Um, Want to go back. I'm gonna be going back soon, hopefully, whenever we get out of house arrest. But um, so Marcus, tell me. No, I'm asking you. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about um the protests and riots? Because the way I feel, I'm sure we have two different views on those. So I want to know how you feel. Let us know how you feel about it. You brought it up. That's your opportunity to let us know. And matter of fact, if it's easy for you to call in and tell us how you feel, I can put the number up and you can call in. uh, yeah, he said truth bombs. Well, it's. I'm gonna just tell you how I feel about it because people blame Black Lives Matter peaceful protests as riots, and in Denver, they just arrested. I think it was 14 or 16 people that was pretending to be a part of the Black Lives Matter movement, but kind of find out they wasn't. It was an outside group that was doing that to make Black Lives Matter look bad. So while you're talking about truth bombs, yeah, I feel like it should be a protest. We tried it peaceful, tried kneeling, that didn't work. Trump said, "Get them the hell out of football," so that didn't work. Um, so now the protest, yeah, it's changing things up for the simple fact when some of these business have to shut down early due to the protest, it's costing money. Okay, it been in the news. Okay, we'll just talk about Tulsa. Um, I'm gonna come back to you, Robin, and Sig Gabriel. Um, I said when I talked about Trump rallies, yes, it's a proven fact. People are catching the virus at Trump rallies. If you notice now you see everybody with masks on. But see, just last week, a reporter asked Trump, "Hey, are you nervous about catching the virus?" He said, "No, I'm not out there with them. I'm away from them." So when it come down to the virus, look what happened in Tulsa. Unfortunately, um, Herman Cain felt like it wasn't that serious, and it cost him his life. Yes, he had a fight with counsel. He got over it, thought everything was good, but he went to that rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it cost him his life. Now, as for the protests, the ones that I've seen, most people are wearing masks, but a lot of Trump supporters because the way that Trump have done, they don't want to wear them. That's why we see all the videos come out. They going into grocery store demanding service when they have a you must wear a mask policy. Just like most places require that you wear shirts and shoes. But now they also requiring you wear a mask or no service. But we have all these people going in that don't want to wear a mask and feel like it's their right. When you going into someone's business, it's their rights to refuse service. If you don't want to follow the rule, don't go there. Bottom line. So I don't know what truth bomb you was throwing out, but hey, I don't know. Uh, he said, I think it's pretty clear what Trump had done also from Italy. I can see it exactly. He ain't done a damn thing but messed American up. That's all he done. Robin said, let me just say this. I have protested several times. All day is peaceful. Parents, kids, etc. until even. People need to understand that the violence comes from extremists and agitators as well as opportunities criminals. If you could say in, okay, cut off. No, sir, you said Trump rallies are causing the spread, but didn't mention protests or riots. Miss Robin just said she been there. She been to protest. I've been to some. I never caught it. I wear my mask. Ones I've seen have theirs on. So, and it came out in the news because people were saying all these protests and riots that causing the numbers to go up. No, it's not. It's going up because people go out, go hang out, kick it with they crew, and don't protect themselves. Or you go out to the park, have parties and stuff, and act like ain't nothing going on. So no, it been proven, and you can pull it up online. A lot of the new numbers are not coming from protests and riots. It's not. Because when you down there with that many people, they know they need to wear a mask. You don't know who have it. Exactly the thing is the protests, a thing completely different are the riots. They don't have anything in common. It's not biased. It's just what's in the news, what you see, the reports that comes out. And before I make a comment about something, I look at several. If it's only one news outlet talking about it, I don't discuss it. I want to make sure I'm putting out correct information. Robin said, well, if you can say only a small part of the police force is racist or abuse their power, then you got to be willing to accept it goes for protesters too. Only a small amount of protesters are valid. Yes, it is. It's not everybody. It's not. It said peaceful protest. I'm afraid of coronavirus. If I die, I die, but I would not live in fear. Well, hey, that's great. If just remember one thing, in this thing we call life, we only get one. It's not like a video game. Once that life is over, you cannot go up and hit reset and start over. Once it's over, it's done. That's it. What cases of COVID has traced back from Right. Exactly. Give me evidence of what you're talking about with the protests and riots numbers from protests. And please don't say 13,000 again. That's not good. Um, Good, Marcus. Don't fear it, but don't have your family calling for a GoFundMe account if you were to die. Exactly. Uh, you got to be kidding me. Have you seen the clowns on TV? Burn, loot, murder without mask. If you really pay attention to the ones that are burning and looting, they not, most of them not black. Kind of like when Rayshard Brooks died, was murdered by the two police officers at the Wendy's. It was, I believe, two white chicks that was arrested for burning down at Wendy's. If you pull up on Google it, whatever platform you use, Google it, you can see a lot of these arrests are not coming from Black Lives Matter. It's people that is blending in that are causing these problems. Um, but Marcus, please come back. We don't want to run you off. Definitely come back. Appreciate you for tuning in. Tell a friend. Share. Tell them come on down. We communicate with everybody. T-Cal said, whether I've seen them or not, have you heard of anything traced back? Yes, Marcus. Exit left. uh, Washington and Oregon have had thousands protesting, yet our numbers are down. So clearly masks are working. Even though Trump say they're not, they are working. Hey, but please remember you may kill others. So at some point you need to recognize that you do has consequences for other. You may be okay, but what about the grandmother or grandfather who wouldn't be? Why? Don't care. So you're right. A lot of people don't realize that. They don't care that you could be passing by someone and give it to them. They take it home, and now you have a whole family dying from it. So it's definitely people need to take in consideration. It's not just about you. It's to protect you, protect them, and protect your loved ones. Because when you go back home, it's going to be a problem. We actually had, I seen on the news last week here locally, where a young man was wanted to hang out with his family, not with his family, with his friends. When he hung out with his friends, didn't take it serious. But his father, I think he ended up spending like 3 or 4 months in the hospital with COVID. And they didn't think he was going to survive. And because of that, the young man have actually look at life completely different when it come down to COVID-19, because he wasn't sure if his dad was going to die from it. And that's a scary thing. I know a couple of people that have had COVID and they have survived. But I also have a lot of followers who have had family members and friends who haven't survived. So one thing about this coronavirus, it don't discriminate. It don't discriminate at all. It don't care if you black, white, Hispanic, Chinese, or anything. It don't care. It will take you out. It'll take your whole family out. Just like the reports of different families going to funerals and weddings and stuff. And next thing you know, it's an outbreak. And because of those outbreaks, look how many people they could have came in contact with before they knew exactly what was going on. So you have to take all that in consideration. Um, how could a person say, I'm unafraid of coronavirus. If I die, I die. Everyone has the right to say his own opinion, but respect all the victims and the family for this serious thing, period, and horrible page of our life. Um, Radio said, I can't believe how the whole pandemic got politicized in the U.S. Yes, that's because Trump was trying to push this particular drug, was saying it would cure the coronavirus. And it later came out that I think his son, somebody in his family, and I think he was part of, had bought into that company. Reason why they was trying to push it so much. And see, that's another conflict of interest. That's why he shouldn't be allowed to make those decisions. But here it is. There's also the same person that told people just drink some bleach, it'll kill it. And there were several people that did it. And he should be held accountable for for giving out stupid comments like that. And then some people who believe everything that he said go back and do it. And now they gone. So Trump is not a good leader. He need to go. He need to go. I've heard the talk of possible impeachment if he try to force this nominee. I don't know how that would be possible because it's not enough time to get it through. So maybe it will just delay it. I don't know. Um, so what Trump need to do, he need to sit down. He need to sit down and start listening to the experts in these because he's not paying attention to everyone. If your answer to the movement for racial equality is to put in work to make people of color look bad, you're doing exactly what the KKK have done for years, making people of color out to be less than human and people to fear. I'll add these are the same tactics used by Hitler to justify murdering Jews. That's why we have these white nationalists getting arrested, posing as BLM supporter. We see how desperate white people are to keep their privilege for themselves. It's sick. Well said, Robin. It's sick because people don't understand. They don't want to hear that part. That's why people don't want to hear the true history of America. I'm not talking about this watered down stuff. I'm talking about the true history, the good, the bad, and the ugly. They don't want to hear that. They definitely don't want to hear that part. Because if they knew the true history of America, it would change a lot of things. It would be forced to do things differently. One thing about hate is taught. It's taught. And people don't want to hear that part. They say it's not taught, but yeah, it's taught. Exactly. No, because the moment you say white privilege, they stumble. Exactly. I say it all the time. And Miss Robin, if you go to YouTube, look at the video we did, White Justice, Black Justice. And basically on that video, we basically had crimes. One by a white person, one by a black person, same crime, different times. And broke it down. People don't want to talk about that. That's kind of like I think a couple of months ago down in Florida, it was a killing of uh, was it three friends that went on a fishing trip, and when they caught up with the person that did it, I forgot how old this guy was, but I think he was under 30. I need to pull that story up. I want to say he was under 30 and had I want to say like 49 felonies. Um, Let me see if I can pull it up. It's been a while since I talked about it, but the killer. Oh, my bad. Radio pulled it up for me. He was 26 and had 230 felony count. So 230 at 26. At 26 and 15 conviction at 26. So sound like to me, each one of those conviction, he got a slap on the wrist. Slap on the wrist. He have more felony than his age. 26. 26 years old. So I'm like, man, that's crazy. So when you want to talk about white privilege, um, that's a lot. That's definitely a lot. I guess we had a lot of welcome to the show, Ken Jones. Ken Jones. Welcome to the show. First time seeing your name pop up. Don't let it be the last time. You on Facebook. You can chat live with us in the chat room. Um, we've been having a great discussion tonight, talking about Charles Barkley, talking about Trump and his stealing. His taxes, and also talked about Alecia D out of Logan, Ohio, that was tased by the police department there that because she refused to wear a mask at a junior high school football game, and the officer asked her to leave, and you can hear in the video where they question if it was a real police officer or not. Not because he had on this uniform, not because he was trying to get her uh, to follow the rules, but mainly the reason why they question that because of the color of her skin. But I'm waiting for Bat the Blue to support this officer. I'm not going to wait long because it'll be a waste of time. I can't get back. Robin said, but you have people of color on death row for selling weed once. Exactly. Exactly. I feel like they need to let them all out. If it's marijuana charges, let them out. Hell, most of these politicians smoke anyway. That's just like Robin said, crickets from Bat the Blue. That's just like I can't understand why they was giving out more charges for crack cocaine And a slap on the wrist, I say I can't understand, but I do understand. But they was given a slap out of wrist when you get caught with cocaine. Well, you cannot make crack cocaine without cocaine. But it's more people in jail for crack cocaine charges than it is for cocaine. So when we talk about white privilege, that's what we're talking about. They finally decided to change it, but we need to start talking about prison reform. Let's make a difference because most prisons. I was reading the article earlier. They want to. Each prison want to make at least, I think, 100 to 120 million a year. I never been in jail nor prison, but I've heard of some of the conditions. I've heard if you go to jail or prison, they might give you a piece of bread with a dab of mustard, and that's it. And the bologna might be molded. So, all of our prisons are for profit. I believe all of them are. Um, that's a big business. At one point, and I don't know if he's still doing it. Let me verify before I bring him up. Hold on. Like I said, it's a live show. When something come up that wasn't prepared for, I may have to pull something up and see. Okay, I can say it because it's public record. So just like Michael Jordan, yes, he did invest in private prison stock. Yes, he did. It doesn't say. Well, hold on. Hold on. Let me make sure. I'm gonna say allegedly invest in it because I'm reading something else. Okay, I take that back. I take it back. It's another person with the same name that say it's not the basketball player Michael Jordan. It's another person named Michael Jordan. So it's not, and for years it always came out it was Michael Jordan. But looking at it, they say no, it's not the basketball player Michael Jordan. It's a completely different person. Same name, different person. So hopefully that can stop that rumor that he always invested in prison stock, but it's a completely different person. So first of all, why do prison have stock anyway? Mm. Yes, we could. And actually, I had the opportunity to talk with a person. Uh, when was it? Yesterday. Yesterday, and we're trying to get together to do something. Do a show about prison reform. So we're gonna hit on that. I'm gonna be reaching out to some people that I know that is strong in that area, uh, which they probably listening now. So so definitely, um, you'll be getting a call from me this week for we could try to get a show together. We'll have a panel of people on the show where we could discuss this and see what we can do to make a difference. Because why do prison have stock? Uh, that's telling you right there it's messed up. If they selling stock for prisons, mm, it's a money game. That would cause a lot of corruption. Because what would happen then if the prisons, the more prisoners they have, they don't care if they're innocent or not. That's why we have some innocent prisoners go to jail, innocent. Years later, they come out, they find out through DNA it's not true. They didn't do the crime. It been too many cases of that. Prime example, former DA here in Dallas, attorney Craig Watkins. When he was in DA, he was he was doing a program here that was getting a lot of convicted prisoners out of jail that did not do the crime, and they hated that man for that. That's the reason why he lost that election. He was causing problems. He was costing them money because he was getting these people free. Okay, and then they get out. They end up having to welcome to the show, Debbie. Thank you for watching. He ended up getting them out of prison, and now, guess what? The state have to pay these folks for being in prison all the time, and they was innocent. So we definitely, if it's someone that is definitely uh, know quite a bit about the prison reform, shoot me an email. Radio said that's a major conflict of interest. Yes, it is. Shoot me an email, and let's get this panel together where we can talk about the prison reform and try to get justice for folks, because this is a big business. It's a very big business here in America. No way in hell that a prison should be on the stock market. No way. That shouldn't even been a thought. But once again, because of that, that's when you hear about people being falsely accused, people getting charged by one eyewitness, or somebody is keep changing a story, then somebody get charged, or someone just assume something. So that's crazy that it's like that. So he said it's just a question. I'm not informed about this. Do you think is there such a different treatment between black people and white people in jail? Um, well, I feel like it's a mass number of every race in jail, and with that, it's from what I've heard of, there's gangs in jail. There's a lot of. Let me just pull up the race in jail. it's a lot of black people that go to jail. It's a lot of white people, Hispanic. It's every race goes, but I want to say it's mostly probably black and browns that are in there. Now there are a lot of Caucasian because, and there are certain gangs in jail that that is in there. You hear about different ones. You see it in a movie, but knowing people that have been, they'll tell you about different stuff that goes on. Well, we can simply look at the rates of conviction in area who had privately run prison. Exactly. Hold on. Like I said, it's a live show. Sometimes we um, have to find out stuff, Google stuff, and try to figure it out. Okay. This was done. I'm trying to see if it's another study. Okay. Uh, Let me look at this one. This was done not too long ago, in September the 12th of this year. Trying to get it to pull up. It actually, as of right now, and I don't know if this is, okay, this is the Federal Bureau of Prison. So this is going to be the federal prison, most likely. It actually say Asian 1.5%, blacks 38.4, Native American 2.4, and then now this is the Federal Bureau of Prison is 57.7% for white, and because this is federal, that's probably gonna end up being money laundering, something with a federal charge to it. Every race goes, you have to break it down by crime, right? Again, what you will see is a huge difference in sentence between white people and people of color who have been convicted. There are two different set of laws. The evidence it takes to prosecute and convict white person is not the same for person of color. You're right. It's not the same. It's definitely not the same. Um, I've seen where, matter of fact, I started this story earlier, and I was listening to a show this morning on XM, and I guess this young lady, I guess she was in the third grade or something. She was attacked by a lunchroom monitor, and I want to say it happened somewhere on the East Coast. Don't get, I'm not gonna try to remember the state, but it was somewhere on the East Coast. And this young lady, the school she was going to, she ended up moving tables while eating lunch because she was sitting at a table with a group of young ladies that they didn't care nothing about her. She didn't really care about them. So she moved over to a friend. Okay. Moved over to the table with her friends. And she ended up, one of the young ladies said, "Oh, she moved. She moved." So the lunchroom monitor, she grabbed her by the arm, took her back to her table. Well, she tried to explain to her that, hey, this, that, whatever. So she moved back. So this time the woman came up, and she drug her across the floor. And when she drug her across the floor, the woman ended up getting charged because they have a no contact with students at that particular school. Um, she ended up getting charged, and uh, oh, this is it right here. She ended up getting charged, and the police looked at the video and said, "Hey, it's enough evidence to charge." Well, the woman ended up losing her job. She lost her job, fine. But the DA of that particular um, town took it up on his own not to press charges against this woman, talking about her losing her job was enough. Her losing her job was enough. Well, to be honest with you, no, it wasn't. This woman committed a crime, abusing a child, injured a child, and because she lost her job, he felt that was enough. That's like, here it is. I go out here, commit a crime, lose my job. You think you're going to say that's enough? Well, guess what? Her getting charged with a crime, she going to jail, she's probably going to lose her job either way it go. So let's go ahead and charge her and go from there. So, and I'm gonna have to reach out to this lady. Radio said you cannot put your hands on people, especially kids. Exactly, and that's what that lady did, and that's where we see the difference in how our country measured lives differently. Now, here's the kicker. They also said the DA, the attorney general for that state, refused to press charges, but then she compared him to the attorney general in Kentucky. Yeah, everybody that look like you ain't always for you. It was a black man, but the problem is she committed a crime. Need to hold her accountable to make sure it don't happen again. Just like anybody else, you commit a crime, you have to do the time. That's all to it. I'm sure if I committed a crime, ain't nobody gonna come and say, don't worry about it. He didn't mean to do it. No, they're gonna hold me accountable. That woman should have been held accountable. But come to find out, this young lady, she have a gift, because I think from the age of 3, she started being in different magazines, different commercials, because of her gift. And listening to this young lady speak on that show this morning, very well spoken for her age. And I'm like, wow. I want to say it's I'm gonna have to find out that information, but definitely that lunchroom monitor, she should have been held. Should have been held accountable. I don't care if she lost her job. She committed a crime. She did. So yeah, stop saying all lives matter, because not all of us have the same right, privilege, and protection. That's a damn lie. Exactly. Because if all lives did matter, if really back the blue matter, when Officer Chris Smith was trying to arrest that lady, you want to hear those comments in the video, or they would have been there to help him. Oops. Yeah. They didn't care. They didn't want to help. They did not care at all. Only thing they was concerned about, why is he doing that? Is he a real policeman? Call the police, see if he's real. You can hear all of this on the video, and I'm gonna post it for the ones that are on Facebook. I'm gonna post it on my page, and you can actually see it for yourself. Well, I definitely agree with you. Black lives do matter, because we are the ones that have been hunted and killed in the street, and it's terrible. I'm trying to find that video. I probably put it on a different platform, but I get it. I will get it uploaded. It's very interesting, this video is, because here it is. The whole time they was just concerned about if he was really a police officer. How many videos have we seen where they question if an officer was really a police officer when it dealt with a white officer? They don't question if it's real or not. They go with it. They be like, oh well. But that's the difference. That's the difference. When a black police officer do something crazy, kill an unarmed person, they're immediately arrested. And they should be. They should be. Just like here in Dallas, where the we had a brother that actually shot and killed the guy that he was doing security at an apartment complex. He shot and killed him, chased him down, shot and killed him. He's in prison up in Minnesota before George Floyd. 2 police officers was called to a call in the middle of the night. They parked in the alley. They didn't see the person that called. They were sitting there doing some paperwork. Someone walked up in the dark alley, and the guy grabbed his pistol and shot across his partner because he's thinking somebody getting ready to attack them, and shot and killed this woman. He's in prison. Matter of fact, I think he went to prison within 6 months to a year. They found him guilty and had him in prison. So if that was a white guy, I don't think it would have went down that way. Not only that, they also paid the family $20 million. So, like I said, we're gonna that's what this platform is about. Everybody have their own opinion. You can say, share your opinion on here. Not gonna judge you. We can have open discussion, kind of like Marcus. When I mentioned about he could call and give his opinion, it was time for him to go. So, uh, but hey, it had been good tonight. I appreciate all the new listeners, all the listeners that are watching. Um, you can always, if you see me online, you can chat with me. I'm an open person. I'm cool down to earth. You can chat with me. You can also follow me on Facebook, YouTube, um, Twitch. Uh, you're right, because they didn't call last week either. They didn't. I It was a couple of people last week. You was here. I was like, hey, here's the number, call. They didn't want to call. So it's amazing how they do it. I'm all for it. I can have a discussion. I'll let you say what you want to say. I had um a person on before earlier this month that just talked bad about Biden and Harris. Uh, talk about um, talk about all the things they want and want to wait for a handout. Well, I gave them that opportunity to come on the show and discuss it. Um, Very interesting show. At the first part, I think I gave them about a straight minute and a half to say what they wanted to say. But then when I started to respond, I'm like, hold on now. You saying quite a bit, and we only going to put out true information on here. Definitely look at the show on YouTube. It's called Who Are You Going to Vote For? Biden or Harris? Biden or Trump? Hey, look at it on YouTube. And I still see the person still dogging Biden and Harris. And I'm like this. I'm all for. I'm not straight Democrat. I vote by who I feel that is best for me and my family. That's how I vote. Um, they try to convince me to vote independent. Well, you can't wait 2 months before the election and want somebody to vote independent. I don't know them. Congratulations, because you let people say what they think without attacking them. You're a good man. I have some good days. I have some bad days. I'm not perfect. I'm getting better though. I'm I have a lot of people to watch that I respect, and I'm not cussing as much. Um, so that's a good thing. Robin said, I'm definitely coming back. I had a really nice time chatting with you guys. I also appreciate those people who do share different point of views, who communicate in a respectful dialogue. That's what it's all about. Being respectful. Now, if you come on here like the guy did last week, talking about I'm trying to justify the crime that allegedly Breonna did, and talking about Dr. King will be mad at me for trying to do that. Yeah. After I said what I had to say to him, I think he got off too. And I offered him to call in and share his opinion, but he refused to. He got offline then. So I'm like, hey. But tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time, working on some stuff for tomorrow. And come back tomorrow night. You can chat live with us, 8 p.m. Central Time. Hold on. I know you're not perfect, nobody else, but immediately saw that you respect other people's opinion, and that is great. Hey, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Tell your friends and definitely come back. Definitely come back. Click the notification. You can always chat live with us during the live show. Um, Radio, I appreciate it. Um, you've been kicking it with me. You started watching last week and been kicking it with it every show. I appreciate you and everyone else. Even if you're not on here and I don't see when you come on, I really appreciate y'all for watching. Continue to watch. If you have any show idea that you want us to speak on, definitely let us know. We will speak on it. And continue to watch and support. Until tomorrow night, I love each and every one of you. Until then, peace.